My name is Peltier. I'm a member of the remote band in Chippewa, where I grew up. This is located in northern North Dakota. My title is Program Manager for Field Operations for the Great Plains area. My branch of service, I served the United States Marine Corps from 2002 to 2006. Growing up, I had a lot of exposure to other veterans. I really looked up to them in our community. As I grew older, I really felt that strong desire to serve in some capacity. I would describe my military experience as a very powerful experience, overall a very good experience. I often describe it as the best and the worst times of my life. I enlisted prior to the war in Iraq kicking off, and so I was able to be there for Operation Iraqi Freedom 1, which was initially the invasion of Iraq. And then I came home, retrained, and went back out for a second deployment. And I think my experiences through all that have really exposed me to a lot of different people, a lot of different leaders, and it really helped develop some of the values that I carry with today in serving our communities. On my deployment for my second tour in Iraq in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom 2, we're about a month out at sea. We're on ships with the 11th MEU, sailing to Kuwait and ultimately to Iraq. My daughter was born, and so I spent that entire deployment with a newborn daughter back home stateside, and I didn't meet her until she was over 9 months old. That is something that always comes to mind when I think about my experiences or the sacrifices that we make to serve. I think Indigenous people serve at a larger rate than the rest of the population due to this inherent desire to be those protectors and those providers for not only our families but our tribes as a whole. And I see the IHS working hard to improve and expand relationships with the VA to ensure that Native veterans aren't falling through the cracks, that Native veterans are getting the care that they deserve. One thing I think we are also working on to do better and to expand some services are to incorporate cultural relevant care, some traditional healers. These are things that are starting to grow. I think these are critical to similarly to those inherent values that draw us to serve. I think there's an element of traditional care and treatment that also reach us as Indigenous people at a level that is hard to see and hard to measure, but we know they're good. Having served 2 deployments in Iraq during wartime, plays a toll on mental health, and something that has really helped me and my family is really leaning into our cultural beliefs. After getting out, going through school, working towards a career, it took many years of intentional focus on well-being, mental well-being, and exposure to our ceremonies really did a lot of good for me. Incorporating some of that into traditional healing for our veterans will be something that brings nothing but good outcomes for our Native veterans.